Okay, in today's session, we are going to cover the folded dipole. Okay, and then we'll talk about what do you mean by folded dipole antenna and how it works. So we'll start with the definition of the folded dipole antenna. As you can see here, it consists of a two parallel dipoles connected at the ends, forming a narrow wire loop. So instead of having a single antenna, we have seen the length of lambda by 2. If you are having a length of lambda by 2, and this is the wire antenna, this will be called as the half wave dipole, and you are having only single element in this case. Okay, whenever I'm saying it is a folded dipole antenna, I'll have a two parallel dipole. So if you'll see, this is nothing but my feed point. I'll just take this as a feed point. So this is your transmission line, these are your feed points, this is your one element. So this is your, say, half wave dipole. You are connecting that half wave dipole with a another antenna element. So if you are having this kind of the structure, so this particular thing, I'll just call it as transmission line. So these are nothing but the transmission line, these are the feed points. So I'll say this is my transmission line, these are my feed points, I can say, and these are nothing but the two dipoles. I don't have a structure of one dipole only, I have a two dipoles, and the length of this will be L. Okay, so and they are separated by a distance t. So whenever you are having this kind of a structure, this kind of a structure will be called as a folded dipole. So you can see it consists of a two parallel, this is one dipole and this is another dipole, and they are connected at the end. Yahan pe they are connected and they are forming a narrow wire loop like that. So the structure is like a loop, and that's why this antenna is called as a folded dipole antenna. Now, why the structure is adapted? So the first thing is nothing but it has a very high input impedance as compared to the half wave dipole. So what is the impedance of half wave dipole? We have seen that half wave dipole approximately, I'm just ignoring that imaginary part. So half wave dipole impedance is 73 ohm approximately. So it increases the bandwidth of the antenna, which is very essential in FM and TV application. So if I'm interested in the TV application, my TV application requires a 300 ohm impedance. Okay, so I have a folded dipole antenna impedance, or I have a dipole, simple dipole antenna impedance 73 ohm. So if I want to connect that with the television or FM transmission, I need to enhance, I need to increase the impedance of this particular dipole, which is not possible with the single element. Okay, so when a length is equal to lambda by, as we have already talked that if your length is lambda by 2, this will be called as the half wave dipole. Okay, but if you are having length in the folded dipole, if this structure is there and you are having this length as a lambda by 2, this antenna will be called as the folded half wave dipole. So this structure will be called as the folded half wave dipole, and we have already mentioned the two properties of this particular folded dipole antenna. Now we'll talk about what is the what is the input impedance of the half wave dipole. If I take actual part and the imaginary part, it will be exactly equal to 70 plus J42.50 ohm. CK. And whenever I'm talking about the television, I need a 300 ohm, whereas I'm using a twin lid transmission lines. So these are nothing but the twin lid transmission lines, which I'm using in a television application. So here I need a antenna which is having an impedance greater than this one. So this structure will give you more impedance, and how it is going to give you more impedance, that we're going to discuss in this session. Now here the folded dipole is nothing but the you can say it's unbalanced transmission line. So if I'm talking about the input impedance, I have already mentioned it is nothing but the J42 kind of thing. So ohm, so it will be given 42 J ohm. Okay, so you can say the dipole can be effectively connected to 75 ohm coaxial. What I need that my transmission line impedance and my antenna impedance must match to deliver the complete power from transmission line to antenna. So if I see the impedance of this half wave dipole, I have a 73, which is close to 75 ohm, and which is nothing but input impedance of my coaxial cable. So you can connect this particular half wave dipole input impedance with a coaxial cable. But in practice, TV applications uses which which kind of a line is there? It is a twin layer transmission line, and it is having an impedance of 300 ohm. So if I'm using here a half wave dipole, it will be efficient, it will be not be efficient, because I'm connecting my 73 to 300 ohms, so my complete power will not be delivered here, and the reflections will be there, and hence it will hamper the performance of my antenna. Okay. So what we need here, we need a more efficient antenna, and that's why we are adapting this structure, which is called as the folded dipole structure. Now what is this folded dipole? This folded dipole is essentially an unbalanced transmission line. Okay, it is a transmission line, but it is an unbalanced transmission line. So if I'm talking about the operation of folded dipole, I need to understand that folded dipole can be analyzed by considering the currents to be compared or to be composed of two modes. The first mode in which my folded dipole works is nothing but the transmission mode. You can use it in a transmission mode, you can use it in an antenna mode. So if I am using a transmission mode, so you're considering that my antenna is a part of my transmission line. Okay, so what kind of structure is there? So if this is my say this is my transmission line, and to this I am connecting my half wave dipole, and I'm closing that particular ends of this particular dipole and connecting another dipole. Okay, and so if I'm talking that this is in the transmission line, so I'll say this is figure number 1, and this is the transmission line mode. You transmission line mode. So in the transmission line, the current distribution will be like this. So if I say this is point A and this is point B, now, and the current which I have given is nothing but the total current IT. And now you see in the transmission line, I'm assuming that there is a connectivity here, and the currents in the two arm. Now I have these two arms, so I'll assume that currents in two arms in opposite direction. So if you'll see the direction of the current, they are in opposite direction. Okay, so whatever currents you have given, that current will flow here. So this is nothing but the transmission line. Let's talk about the antenna mode. Now in antenna mode, see, if you see the definition of the antenna mode, you can see here in this mode we consider the second arm is not connected to the transmission line. Okay, so if this is the your transmission line, your second mode is not directly connected, but whatever current induced in this second dipole is because of that particular first dipole. So it's not actual connection. Okay, so they are isolated from each other, but whatever current is here in this, it will be induced in this. So if I'm considering this is my A point, this is my B point, so my currents will be divided IA by 2, and here I'll have a direction of current will be same here, that is IA by 2. So you can say that whatever current is there in this particular dipole, it is induced current. So because of this particular dipole, whatever current is induced, so, and the thing is nothing but the currents in both the arms are in same direction. So your currents will be in the same direction. So these are nothing but the two modes of the operation, and we are using it in the antenna mode. Now, as far as radiation is concerned, it is only due to antenna current because they are in the same direction. What about the transmission line mode? You can see this is the direction of the current. Your direction of currents are opposite, so they cancel each other and there will be no radiations. What you need to have a radiations, they should not cancel each other and they should add in. Now here you can see the currents are in the same direction, and that's why you can say that there will be no cancellation of current, and that particular will be escape in the free space and the radiations will be there. Okay, so these are the two modes whenever I'm considering a folded dipole. Now input impedance in the transmission line mode. So if I talk about the input impedance in the transmission line theory, so in the transmission line theory, a standard formula available for a short circuited length is nothing but the, now it is nothing but the Z in is equal to J Z0 tan of beta L. So this is the standard formula for the length. So what is the Z0? This is nothing but the characteristic impedance of transmission line. So this will be your characteristic impedance. We know what is beta. Beta is always where we have already seen it in the electromagnetic theory also. So this will be nothing but the phase constant. So phase constant is nothing but the 2 pi by lambda. Now, what about the length here? So as you're dealing with the half wave folded dipole, this will be L by 2. So as I'm talking that whatever transmission lines, whatever dipole length I am using is nothing but the length of lambda by 2. So if I modify, or if I talk about the total current, or total impedance, I'll just rewrite this equation here, that my total impedance here will be ZT is equal to JZ0 tan of beta L by 2. So what I have done, I have just replaced the length with L by 2. Other things I have kept as it is. So this is nothing but the transmission line length, you can say. So next one is nothing but the input impedance. We are talking about the transmission line mode. So if I say this is my antenna, folded dipole antenna, this is nothing but the how I have folded it. These are the transmission lines. So this will be the transmission line impedance. So this is the characteristic impedance of the transmission line. This will be the length of my antenna. So if I make it, or if I make it straight, so this will become like this. This is nothing but the your length of antenna. So if I elongate this particular, this will give me this kind of a structure. So, and these are nothing but the transmission line. This you can call it as a Zin, that is input impedance, which you can say that right now characteristic impedance of your transmission line. So folded dipole elongated. So you'll get this kind of a structure. Now, you suppose that you are applying a V voltage across the input terminals. Now I'm talking about both the modes. So if you are giving a voltage V to both the modes, so first I'll discuss about the transmission line mode. So I have given, say, voltage V to the transmission line mode. So I'll get first this kind of a structure. So in the transmission line mode, I'm going to get this one. So my voltage here, this is connected together to dipoles. So I can say whatever voltage will be there in the two dipoles here, total, the current directions will be opposite here. So this will be IT. So I can say if this is plus minus, this voltage will be V by 2. This directions will be opposite, and this will be V by 2. What about another mode, which is nothing but the your I can say uh, antenna mode? I have a current distribution. Now this is voltage induced in another one. So the direction of both the voltages will be same here. So if I'll say this is V, this is V. So I'll just put this one. So this is in the antenna mode. So I can say the voltage is V by 2. The voltage will be V by 2. And the current directions will be same. And that will be IA by 2 and IA by 2. So these are the mode excitations and the current in the transmission line mode. So I can say this is the transmission mode or transmission line mode, and this is nothing but the antenna mode. Now I'm interested in what will be the impedance or in both the modes. So first what we will do, I'll just say this is figure number 1, this is figure number 2. Now you can see that both the figures, if I superimpose, then the total voltage on the left element, this is my left element here. So if I'm talking about the voltage on the left element, while on the right element is 0. Okay, so the transmission line current, how you're going to obtain the transmission line current? So my transmission line current here, IT is equal to V by 2 Z of T. So V divided by 2 ZT. So this will be the transmission line current. Okay, now ZT we have already seen the equation for ZT, how we are going to. Now in the antenna mode, if I'm interested in the total current, so that current will be the addition or sum of currents in each arm. So this is IA. So if I'm talking about the current here, so IA is equal to V by 2 divided by ZD. So I can say this will be V by 2ZD. Okay, so this is IA is V by 2ZD. So you just remember in the transmission line current or transmission line mode, my current will be V by 2ZD, and in my antenna mode, my current will be V by 2ZD. So here Z is nothing but ZD, you can say it's impedance of dipole, and this dipole is any ordinary dipole which you have considered previously. ठीक है, so the total voltage on the left element, अभी मुझे left element is my antenna mode, so if I'm interested in the total current, so my I total is equal to IT plus IA by 2. Now previously I have seen that my IA is equal to, मैंने पहले भी जो IA देखा था, so your IA is equal to, I think I'll just see here, V by ZD. So you can say this is the V by 2 ZD. So if I put here V by 2 ZD, what will be the IA by 2 in this case? This will be V by 4 ZD. So I'm rewriting this equation again. So here you'll get the clear idea how I'm going to write here. So Z in is equal to V by I total. ठीक है, so आपका ये total input, or I can say this will be the input impedance of folded dipole. So V by I total. So I total you have already calculated. So this will be V by IT plus IA divided by 2. We have calculated what is this. So again I am rewriting Z in is equal to V by IT V by 2 or V by 2 ZT transmission line mode plus V by 4 ZD, which we have already seen here. So if you solve this particular equation further, you'll get 4 ZT ZD divided by ZT plus 2 ZD, whereas you can divide each and every term by ZT afterwards will be okay. VB will get cancelled. Your two then after simplifying you will get this equation. Okay, so I have not included that step. So whatever final equation I am getting here is nothing but the 4 ZT ZD ZT plus 2 ZD. Okay, so after considering that whatever length I am using here, what length you are using for the folded dipole antenna, so your length is lambda by 2. ठीक है, so just put that particular equation over there, this particular thing over there. So ZT is equal to JZ0 tan of beta L by 2. You have considered this length as a L by 2. ठीक है, so JZ0. Now I'll just put what is my beta here is the phase constant. This is 2 pi by lambda. So I'll put that value over there. My length is lambda by 2. I'll just put that thing. So tan of 2 pi by lambda into L by 2. So L is already lambda by 2, also it will be lambda by 4. So this equation now will become Z0 tan of pi by 2. So this will be infinite. Okay. So whenever you are taking tan of 90 degree, tan of pi by 2, you'll get a infinite. So whenever you are putting that equation there, whatever we have seen previously, जो भी आपने पहले देखा है, Z in is equal to 4ZT ZD divided by ZT plus 2ZD. As my ZT tends to infinite, this particular 4ZD value will be, again, you just, this value can say, or you can do one thing, you just divide it by ZT, so it will become 4ZD. This will be 1 plus 2 ZD by ZT. So further simplifying this equation, you can get here 4ZD as it is, ठीक है, and then 1 plus this something by infinite will be 0. ठीक है, if you are taking anything by infinite, that value tends to 0, and that's why this will become 1. So this complete value will become 4ZD. So what will be the यहाँ पे relationship of Z in? So I can say Z in is equal to 4ZD. So, and this ZD is nothing but the impedance of any ordinary dipole. So you can say that this a folded dipole antenna input impedance is 4 times larger than any ordinary dipole impedance. So I can summarize this. The input impedance of a folded dipole at a resonance is 4 times greater than that of a isolated dipole of the same length as one of its sides. So here you can say that what is the input impedance of half wave dipole at resonance. So I just mentioned here input impedance of ordinary dipole at resonance. So what is that? So input impedance of ordinary dipole at resonant is nothing but the 73. We have already seen. So ZT is approximately equal to 73 ohms. Okay? It is the condition at resonance. Now, what about the folded dipole? So if I take the example of a folded dipole, it is 4 times larger than this one. So Zn is equal to 4Zd. So I can say this is equal to 4 into 73, which comes approximately 292 ohm. Okay? So you can say that this particular impedance is close. Now if I take an example of twin lead transmission line impedance, so twin lead transmission line impedance is 300 ohm, which are using for the TV application. So if I consider this particular impedance which is close to this 300 ohm, you can use this folded dipole antenna for the television application. So that's why it is called that the folded wave dipole is the best suitable antenna for television application. So this is all about the folded dipole antenna. Now one thing left about the folded dipole antenna is nothing but if I'm interested in increasing the bandwidth, how I can increase. So the bandwidth compensation. Okay. So whenever you are talking about the half wave dipole antenna, it behaves like a series resonance circuit. Okay. That if you are having impedance matching, then only it will allow the things to pass. The bandwidth of operation is very small, that is 2% of the center frequency. Okay. So these are nothing but the some drawbacks of your uh, half wave dipole. So how you're going to increase the bandwidth and impedance of this particular antenna. So we'll talk about the bandwidth on impedance compensation. So increase the range of frequencies over which, now whenever I'm talking about the bandwidth is nothing but the bandwidth. So this is nothing but the range of frequency. Okay, over which your antenna works satisfactorily. If I talk about the bandwidth of an antenna, now how I can increase the range of frequency over which antenna works satisfactorily. So to increase the range of frequencies over which antenna impedance and performance remains constant is known as the impedance compensation and bandwidth compensation. You're increasing the impedance performance, you're increasing the bandwidth performance, and this is what they call as a bandwidth and impedance compensation. Okay. So whenever we are talking about the half wave dipole, a simple compensating network is used. Okay. So we'll just talk about the half wave dipole. So I'm just taking the example of half wave dipole. What you are doing in this half wave dipole. So to increase the bandwidth, the first thing is bandwidth compensation. So in the bandwidth compensation, you are increasing the bandwidth. So I can say bandwidth is increased. So what you're doing here, it is you're using a resonant circuit. So you're using a resonant circuit. So whenever I'm talking about the resonant circuit, what do you understand by this one? It is having a LC, that you are having inductor, you are having a capacitor. This kind of structure is called as a resonant circuit. So you are using this particular resonant circuit. Now its resonant frequency equal to the resonant frequency of the half wave dipole. So if I say this is the F0 is equal to F0 of half wave dipole. I have just written half wave dipole, it's a short form. So what happens here whenever you are putting this resonant circuit? Now if this is my half wave dipole, how you are going to put this resonant circuit? Or you can say it simple, LC circuit is like this. अगर आप इस circuit को dipole के across connect कर रहे हो, this is my dipole and these are nothing but the transmission lines which carries the signal to this one. So I have just connected this to what? To my simple dipole structure. So if I'm talking about the resonance, what happens at this particular point? This is my resonance circuit. So how the bandwidth will be enhanced in this case? So at resonance, what will happen? Your at resonance, its impedance is very high, ideally infinite. So I'll just discuss here 3 conditions. So whenever I'm talking at resonance, so I'll just say here at resonance, what will be the condition? Your F is equal to F0. So this is the LC tank circuit frequency tune circuit, and this is the F0, that is antenna, I can say. So at resonance, your impedance is very high. ideally infinite. ठीक है. What will happen whenever your frequency is less than the resonant frequency? Now here impedance, in this case your impedance will be inductive. What will be the case whenever your frequency, जो भी आप feed कर रहे हो frequency, that is greater than the resonant frequency? So in this case impedance is capacitive. What you have done, you have put it, this is your antenna, these are your transmission lines, you have just put it a circuit which is nothing but the resonant circuit at the parallel to this antenna. So I can say this is capacitor, this is inductor, you have put it here, okay, and this is nothing but the transmission line. So I'm just going to talk about the three conditions. So in the first condition my input frequency is I can say same as what, as the resonance frequency. So at resonance frequency, the input impedance of the half wave dipole is 73 ohm, and it is in parallel with the infinite impedance of the parallel LC circuits. So this is not affecting the total impedance in by transmission line. ठीक है. उसके बाद आपका जो नेक्स्ट होता है बिलो द रेजोनेंस फ्रीक्वेंसी impedance is inductive. ठीक है. But your antenna impedance is capacitive. ठीक है. They cancel each other. Next is nothing but the, if f0 is like f is greater than f0, your impedance is capacitive. ठीक है. लेकिन antenna impedance will be inductive, so it will get cancelled. ठीक है. So here the parallel resonance can be achieved very easily. ठीक है. And that's why you can say your bandwidth will be enhanced. The next thing is nothing but the no actually need to put a parallel resonant circuit. If you use a transmission line whose length is lambda by 4, ठीक है, अगर आप ये वाला लेंथ लैम्डा बाई 4 यूज करते हो, सो एंड दिस इज योर हाफ वेव डाइपोल, दिस स्ट्रक्चर एंड दिस स्ट्रक्चर इज नथिंग बट द हाफ wave dipole. So this particular line will work as a resonant circuit. ठीक है. So always remember this whenever you're doing some circuit analysis, some kind of thing. So whenever your transmission lines are of a length lambda by 4, they work as the resonant circuit for your transmission. But don't keep your lengths as a lambda by 2, or you just don't give the signal which gives the rise to the lambda by 2, because lambda is this and lambda by 2 is this one. So here exactly opposite kind of things will happen, and this cancellation of this signal will take place here. So always it is recommended that whenever you are going for such kind of a structure, your lengths must be lambda by 4 only. So twice the resonant frequency. The folded dipole is useless. So if you're going for the twice of the resonant frequency, means your length will become a lambda by 2. So this is because the length lambda by 2, which provides a short circuit at the antenna input terminal. So this is all about the how you're going to compensate the bandwidth of the folded dipole. Now we'll talk about the changing the input impedance of the folded dipole. So how I can go for, I'll just try this, changing the input impedance of a folded dipoles. So how you can change the input impedance of the folded dipole? Your Zin is equal to 4Zd, which is nothing but the 292 ohms. ठीक है. Now how I am going to change? अगर मुझे ये change करना है, so how I am going to change? You can do one thing. The first thing which you can do by using unequal diameter. And the second thing which you can do, that by increasing the number of elements. So first we'll discuss how I can go with the using unequal diameters. So the first, using unequal diameter elements. So whenever I see a normal structure of my folded dipole antenna, my normal structure gives me this kind of the So this is my folded dipole. So if I'm talking about this diameter of each element, you will see here I am drawing with the same diameter. आपका दोनों elements is having a same diameter. Let this is a 2a, and the distance between two element is nothing but the d. Now, if I'm going for changing the diameter, so what kind of structure I'll have here? So this is nothing but the transmission line. ठीक है, आपका ये first element है, and then this is your second element. I'm going to change the diameters. So for first, I'll have this kind of the, here I'm going to change the, so you can see I have increased the diameter for second element. So here I have 2a1, and you can call it as a 2a2, and this is the distance which I have kept between two elements, and here I have kept the diameter same in both the elements. Okay, with the same diameters I can say this is with the same diameter, and this is the unequal diameters. You can see the difference between these diameters. So this is the same, this is unequal diameters. Now what about the input impedance? Zin is equal to 1 plus x0 zd. Okay, whereas L is equal to lambda by 2. Your lengths are same, but your diameter are different. So if A1 and A2 are much less than D, then the constant x will be, what will be the x in this? This will be the log of d by a1 ln, sorry, and this is the d by a2. So when a1 is equal to a2, your x tends to 1 and z in tends to 4zd. Okay, but whenever these are not equal, a1 and a2 are not equal, what will happen? Your zn will not be 1, and you will get a change in the input impedance. So this is how you're going to change the input impedance by using a unequal diameter. The second is nothing but the, you can use more number of elements. So second is using more number of elements. So here if you're using a two elements, I think I have already given you the idea how we can increase the input impedance. So previously whatever we have seen is nothing whether we were using the two element antenna. So agar hum do elements use kar rahe hain, this is your transmission line, this is your element 1, this is your element 2, what is the input impedance? Z in is equal to 4zd. So here the relation is derived like this: Z in is equal to n square zd. So if I'm going for a two element, it will be 4zd. If I'm going for a three element, it will be 9zd. ठीक है, so अगर आप you are increasing this three elements, I'm just using another antenna which uses a three elements. So this is my one element, ठीक है, this is second element, and this is the third element. So if you see Z in for this one, it will be 9zd, and so on. So this is for two element, and this is for three element. If I'm going for the four element, the case will be totally different. Again I'll go get the change in the impedance like this. So if this is nothing but the element number one, this is nothing but the element number two, sorry, 1 2 3, and this is the element number 4. So if I'm going for the 4 element, it will be Z in 4 square means the 16zd. So I can say if I want to change the input impedance, I will go on changing the number of elements. So this is the relationship how you can get when you are changing or when you are increasing the number of elements. So this is all about the folded dipole. Now I just want to discuss a very important thing, which is nothing but the current distribution and the radiation pattern. So how the current distribution will be there in this particular case. So as we are using the length of lambda by 2, let me tell you, whenever I'm using the length lambda by 2, आप जब भी lambda by 2 length use करते हो, your current distribution, as I'm taking my current waveform is like this, ठीक है, तो आपका करंट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन जो होता है वो हमेशा इस तरह का होता है अगर सिंपल आप फोल्डेड डाइपोल लेते हो, बिकॉज दिस विल बी द लैम्डा बाय 4 एंड दिस विल बी द लैम्डा बाय 4, एंड योर रेडिएशन पैटर्न इन दिस केस विल बी लाइक दिस. ठीक है, ऐसे आपका radiation pattern. Sorry, this will be like this. आपको ऐसे मिलेगा. Now we'll see what kind of the current distribution and what kind of the radiation pattern will get in this case. ठीक है. So if you compare this folded dipole antenna, your current distribution, and this is, suppose this is my transmission line, ये आपका transmission line है, ये आपका first element है, ये आपका second element है. And so if I talk about the current distribution, your current distribution will be same as the folded dipole antenna. So अगर आप यहाँ पे current distribution ले रहे हो तो same as a folded same as your simple dipole antenna. This is my, I can say, current distribution. So there is no change in the current distribution. What about the radiation pattern? If I go for the simple half wave dipole, I'll get this kind of the structures. But what about this one? Here also, if I'm talking about this, and then I'll get the same kind of the radiation pattern. So आपका radiation pattern will be same and your current distribution will also be same. So there is no not as such change if you're going for the folded dipole antenna. But only one thing you have achieved with this one is nothing but the you have achieved the enhancement in your impedance, okay, which is compatible with your twin lead transmission line. ठीक है, you can use it for FM broadcast, you can use it for the television antenna, that you can use it for the Yagi-Uda antenna. ठीक है. Now how you're going to like construct it? Either this is a folded dipole structure, just cut and you just connect another dipole over here and you connect that twin lead cable here. So that's the thing which you're doing in this particular while constructing the folded dipole antenna. So this is all about the folded dipole antenna.